Good morning, welcome to Poland. We are just outside of central Warsaw. We got dropped off by the bus about an hour and a half or so ago. We got another 2 hours to wait for our tour. So we're on our way to a petrol station to pick up some supplies, also known as energy drinks for me. Go to the toilet, and we'll head back down to our meeting point for our tour, which is probably the big tour that I wanted to do on this trip, heading to the Warsaw, or the Wolf's Lair, in northern Poland, where there was actually an attempt on Hitler's life from Colonel von Stauffenberg of the German army. The whole story is actually in a movie called Valkyrie, which has Tom Cruise in it, which is probably, I know that doesn't sound great, but it's probably the best Tom Cruise movie I've seen. Yeah, so we have a big full day tour for that, and it's become basically a private tour because nobody else booked it, so it's just Rach, myself and our guide and the driver. So that's worked out really quite well for us. In the end, it wasn't a cheap tour anyway, but it was something that I really wanted to do. And now it's a private tour, so yeah, we start that in about 2 hours. Hi, hello. I am very excited today. We're at the Warsaw, or the Wolf's Lair, which is where Operation Valkyrie in World War II took place to try and assassinate Adolf Hitler from within the German army with Colonel Stauffenberg. I think I said it just before, but I'm so excited. We've just gotten here. We've got a tour for just Rachel and myself. For the tour lasts for about 2.5 hours to 3 hours, and we start that in about 20 minutes or so. So yeah, fun times. So this is where Hitler's guard was stationed. The roofs were all brush and trees.
Yeah. And now we are going in the direction of first.
So that ruin there, ahead of us, was where the actual assassination attempt took place.
And this is, a memorial plaque dedicated to Colonel Stauffenberg. What about him? As I mentioned, he managed to get to Berlin when his short military coup codename Valkyrie began, but news reached Berlin very quickly, but Hitler was alive, that's why Valkyrie...
Imagine trying to spot this from above when you're trying to bomb part of the Allied forces. Pretty bloody tough. Very bloody tough. Thicker than a Snicker.
It's like a part of history. And I mentioned that name of the first one. And in 1942, Soviets, but they are close to the World War, was destroyed during this time. So this took place in the year 1944. So when Germans went,
all German doing. Yeah, so never bombed. All the bombings are from the Germans themselves.
Machine gun inside these metal clamps which lead to the top of this tower. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So machine gun turret to guard Hitler's bunker.
here we've got also an example of swimming. It's a place where water was stored.
No, I get nervous when maybe
Yeah.
or not act.
Good job. And you know, Hitler, of course, he was the most important one here, not only here, but he had one with open windows. And when the situation was just like in a typical home, but in case of guards were connected by steel gas type doors. So, reconstructed room.
So that was Stauffenberg, missing hand,
exactly.
fingers,
He
eye
lost
patch.
earlier in Tunisia during the Second World War left eye, right hand, and 2 fingers disabled during this assassination attempt. But we can see Hitler, which stood in the middle of this long table. He had a poor eyesight, but he didn't wear glasses. That's why this magnifying glass to read the mouse here. We can see where finally this briefcase stood, because as you mentioned before, earlier it was standing, you know, before this table on the left-hand side, so it was in the line like Hitler stood. But when Stauffenberg left this barrack, Colonel Brandt put this deeper under the table because it was disturbing. It was standing close to his legs. On the left-hand side of this room, there was a pier.
It's bigger than what I thought it was.
Yeah, but it's
I
like,
thought it would be a little bit
but you know,
tighter.
24 people gathered here. We've got only 6 of them.
Yeah,
These
yeah, yeah.
4 red squares are people who died after this explosion. So we've got 4. The 5th one Hitler and the 6th one Colonel Stauffenberg, which is leading this conference. He's standing right now close to this place, but the entrance to this barrack was here, exactly here. So that's why it's prepared like looks like in original. And you can see that this barrack collapsed. Now you can see these metal clamps and this ceiling from this perspective.
So again, that's where it happened.
Yeah. Probably it's the most important place here because of this last assassination attempt, which could change the history of all the world.
Step 2 of our tour today brings us to Mikołajki, which is odd because we're told that Mikołaj in Polish is Santa Claus. So apparently this place has something to do with Santa Claus, but it is far too warm for him at the moment. But it is a town right on the lake here. Here first, then a town right on the lake here. And we're going to be spending about 3 hours or so on the lake in a few hours time to have dinner, which is going to be quite cool. I have no idea what is actually on the menu for dinner, but we shall find out. What a cute little town. just wanted to point this out before we finish. What a great view to end the day. Now we haven't had a sunset in a while, so this is really nice to see. How beautiful.
Morza szum, ptaków śpiew, złota plaża pośród drzew.